pure cringe. Really, just utter cringe. CNN, they published an article, okay, if you can even call it that, more like a rag. And they said Putin appears to be at his weakest in decades. I love this, man. Every day the Russians are so evil, but they're also really incompetent and dumb, you know, and it's like this constant contradiction. But let me go through to some of the things that they said here. I did a thread on about this article on Twitter. It's just like comedy. It's pure comedy. Look, so they say here that this is about Prigozhin and Wagner and all of this, right? They say that it is possible that Putin's special services will now pursue Wagner and its supporters slowly away from the glare of the last 2 days. Yet the Kremlin's solution to the problem was to climb down too. It's a move so antipathetic to everything Putin stands for, it can only suggest he had no other choice, that he lacked the forces to be sure he could hold Prigozhin back. Okay, guys, help me out. Let's do a little bit of math, okay? Prigozhin said he has 25,000, right? How many troops do the Russians have? Russian armed forces, the conventional ones. How many? Hundreds of thousands, right? And if you consider all the people that have been brought back into these partial drafts, right? We're talking about scores more troops than Wagner. And this moron thinks that Putin doesn't have enough forces to go after Prigozhin. So, you know, for out of some fantasy that Putin was too weak, that this is not like him, right? He had no other choice. Oh no. I mean, just being conservative. I'm being conservative with these estimates. The Russians, at least 700,000, right? 700,000 versus Prigozhin's 25,000. What is this garbage? Here, look at this. There's more stuff here. Then this absolute genius at CNN says that by letting Prigozhin go and apparently sweeping the entire insurrection under the carpet, Putin has appeared the weakest yet in 23 years. I mean, I don't know what to say here, man. This is really something else, because this person, you know, whoever wrote this, they get the impression, you get the impression from the writing that for them diplomacy is weak. So help me handle this, help me tackle this, because if Putin had let's say he'd have crushed Prigozhin, okay, right? He brought in the drones, he sent in the MiGs, the Su-25s, and he'd made mincemeat out of this 25,000 strong force. What do you think this person would be writing then on CNN? Do you think that they will be saying, "Well done, Putin. Putin really showed him who's boss. Putin, you know, he asserted himself." No. This person was saying, "Oh, Putin is such a brutal dictator. Oh, he crushed Prigozhin. How could he do this? He is a butcher." So you can't please these people, right? If you have like de-escalation, which is what Lukashenko was doing between Putin and Prigozhin, de-escalation. Everybody calm down. Let's negotiate. If you do that, this is weakness for them. And if you don't do that, I don't know. I guess it's also weakness for them. You can't police them, right? Who writes this crap? I mean, it's so bad. And they keep going. Look, this is more. Putin is at risk of losing his iron grip on power. The next 24 hours are critical. How can he? What do you mean losing his iron grip on power? Does he have one or not? If you have an iron grip on power, then you have an iron grip on power. It's not something you lose in 24 hours. Do you even know what this means? Iron grip on power. I mean, this is garbage. This is like something not even someone in high school would write. This is embarrassing. And I think it's the same person doing all of this. Jesus Christ. It's so bad. It's so bad. Look, he's saying that Prigozhin, hold on, where was this? Yeah, so now he says here that the rest of the world has seen this too, that they're weak, right? From Ukraine to NATO to Putin's allies. And then they write, notably some friends were quiet, Kazakhstan and Iran, both of whom owe Russia a past debt, call this an internal matter. This is not unqualified support. Okay, let me show you this now. Apparently, this person doesn't read their own outlets' stuff, because the same day, this is the same day You have China throws support behind strategic partner Russia after Wagner insurrection challenges Putin. You know, I think this person needs to, you know, just take a deep breath and walk away from anything to do with the writing and journalism. This is really, really cringy. And that's not true. The fact you see, the fact that Iran is saying this is an internal matter, that is throwing support behind Putin, because that says we're not going to we're not going to interfere and one way or the other. But what it really means is that we trust that the Kremlin will do whatever it takes to handle the situation. That's what it means. But this person is too dumb to understand that. And even while the Chinese are you know, vocally coming out and saying we support Putin, all this stuff, they're not pleased with that. You know, this is why you can't take mainstream media seriously, because they have no concept of analysis of diplomacy, of you know, politics. What can I say? This hurt me. I was sitting there reading through this crap. This hurt my brain and my heart. This hurt me, guys. You see what I go through for you? I have to dig through all this crap. It's so bad. It's really so bad. And when they say let Prigozhin go, Prigozhin was not let go. Prigozhin was exiled. Do you understand that? Maybe they refer to it differently. You know, just being politics. But, you know, you have to call a spade a spade. Prigozhin is exiled. He's not coming back to Russia. He has no career, no more prospects in Russia. Okay? He is lucky, actually, frankly, he's really lucky that the charges are dropped and he gets to go to Belarus. It's an exile. And that is not letting someone go. That's kicking somebody out. So, you know, letting somebody go means no consequences. There are consequences. They're just not legal ones. So instead of, you know, hitting him with these charges, keeping him in prison and going through all this process, the charges are dropped, but there is a consequence. You leave Russia, you are out, and you're lucky that Belarus takes you in. So once again, nobody's being let go. And when it comes to Wagner as an entity, as a group, as a you know, a corporation, I'm gonna get into that in a second now, because for those of you who are watching on replay, just click on the next video. But now we're doing it live, so I'm going to go ahead and tackle that.